And everyone, this is Kelly. She is my angel. She reads Atlantean life and birth cards. Can you just give her, because she's been on so long and I've given her every answer I think she needs, but can you tell her, she's looking about, can you tell her if she gives you her birth date, would you tell her what card she is?
Yep, I can do that. Hang on, I'm grabbing a book here real quick. I'm grabbing my little cheat book here so I can look that up real quick. So, okay, yep.
Okay.
It's January 2nd of 1961. I don't know if you need the year.
Oh, yeah, wait. Guess
January,
what she is.
January 2nd of 61, yes. That's good. January, I can tell you right off the bat is you are, I don't even have to look that one up, you're a Queen of Spades, which is really cool. That's the only day in the whole year that you can be a King of Spades is January 1st, and the only day in the whole year that you can be a Queen of Spades is January 2nd. That is the only day that those, cards appear in the deck. So that's really cool.
Wow.
A queen is a person who, it doesn't matter whether they're male or female, they tend to be very nurturing. They tend to, kind of like have that mother hen, wings over everybody. Tend to be in counseling type of, whether you're a professional counselor or an unprofessional counselor for your family and friends who cry on your shoulders.
Kelly, before you continue, she's in school. You know how old she is, but she's in school to be a mental health counselor.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. Okay. Well, she's in the right place. That's awesome. Okay, finally decided to go get the degree since you spent your life listening to everybody, right?
Exactly, because they told me at 18, they told me I would never make it through the program.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. I think they were full of it, but anyway, which all goes to show you should not necessarily believe everything your high school counselors tell you, because mine told me a bunch of garbage too, and it's like I kind of ignored them and did what I wanted to.
Oh, good for you.
So I was really a skeptic back then. Still kind of but a spade person is a person who is an old, it's like the four cards represents the four seasons. Like the hearts is spring. It's like they're the young people in the deck, and they are like, I'll say the Mae West of the deck. Maybe I don't know what her card is, but they are, seem eternally youthful no matter what they do. The clubs peoples are the scholars of the deck, and it represents the phase of life when you start school, preschool all the way up to your PhDs. The diamond people are the adults of the deck, and even when they're children, they can't wait to grow up so their bodies finally match what their internals do. And the spades, because I'm a spade also, I was born in February, we are, like I said, the old people of the deck with old souls. We are kind of the wisdom keepers. Let's see, what is it? Our walk tends to be, once we focus on kind of the spiritual aspect of things and not so much material, it's like spades can be very successful materially, but you get your most success when you focus on, I'll say, your spiritual walk. And when you do that and get that in line with everything else, it's like the money falls into place.
What I told her.
If that makes any sense, okay? So I think you are in the right place at the right time to do what you need to do, and I think you're going to be awesome at it, quite honestly.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Golly. And
I'm sorry you had a hard time logging on to the show.
Oh, yeah. It was wrong numbers. Wrong numbers will do that to you. That's okay.
Hey, listen, this is the first time I'm actually doing the show live.
I know.
So
yes.
I'm so sorry who had to come in with
this is a test run. I'm trying to think what 61 is, because I know 58 to 59 is the year of the dog, and then 59 to 60 is the year of the pig or the boar. I know because my brother is one of those. And then 60 to 61 is the year of, I think it's the year of the rat. And I'm not sure, it's in the Chinese placement because they don't go by January 1st like we do. I think yours is early enough. Without trying to look up the books and stuff on that, I think yours is early enough in the year that I'm going to say you're going to be a late year rat person, which I have a son who's a rat. Yeah, no. Rat's a good thing because rats are very clever. Rats are very business oriented. They're very good, a lot of times with their money and, rats are super smart. So, that's a really good thing. No, it's true. It's like, my son's got this like almost photographic memory. So I'm just saying it's like you're following your path. You finally listened to your inner voice and went, okay, I'm just going to do this now. Or whatever happened. Yeah. It's like, I don't need to listen to those old voices in the past anymore. And you're on your path, which is fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Well, listen, have a great evening. And I hope that I know you and I have had a great chat.
Yeah.
What you don't know about Kelly, because we brought her in late, is Kelly, very few people read Atlantean life and birth cards. And if you would have and see the whole reading, we don't do that on the show, but it's all about
it takes a couple hours.
Yeah, all the planets and everything. She's an amazing, amazing girl, a psychic medium. And she is just one of my angels is why I call her. That's why I call the show Angels. So.
Oh,
good luck.
How sweet.
And you have a great future ahead of you, starting now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I will be in touch, either here or on Blog Talk.
Perfect.
Cool.
Perfect.
I was going to say, call back in and let us know how you're progressing. It's like, is it, what is it like a 4-year, 6-year, 2-year? It's like how long of a program are you in?
Graduating
in August. I'll have my MA. If I pass the I'm taking the national exam on the 22nd of this month.
Okay.
So,
What are you
I was going to say, there's no substitute for studying, but you know what? If you know your material, if you've done well and all the other stuff, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna do fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
I'm
excited.
I know.
Awesome. That is so awesome.
The first book needs to be dedicated to me.
Okay, will do. Consider it done.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. You guys take care.
Can you
see? Too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Can you see me?
Me?
Yeah.
Jackie?
Mm-hmm.
I could see you when you're like the screen is frozen right now. Like the little thing.
Mm-hmm. But I do have my webcam on, right?
But what?
I do have my webcam. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this right. So
yes,
I do have my webcam on, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
You helped me out. You've made my show so far, and thank you.
Well, you made my night. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Kelly!
Yeah! I made it!
I'm so happy you're here. Oh my goodness. This is like crazy because I got on like half an hour before just to see if I could do this and there were people here. Right. So I just said,
cool.
Okay, well, let's see. And
awesome.
And thank you.
Did Candy
Renee,
did Candy make it, or is she having the same problem I had?
She's not here, but I want to thank Renee. Renee, you are a sweetheart, and thank you for showing up, and thank you for helping me out by telling me yes. Thank you. Looking good and sounding good is good. I've
cool.
never done the looking good before. I mean, usually, I do this in
do we have sound? It's usually, do we have sound?
Yeah,
Can you hear us?
So thank you. But cool. I have to tell you, Kelly, I'm so glad that you came. And because I have to look at myself, it's the really craziest thing because I'm looking at myself talking. I fidget with my hair. I fidget with my nose. I'm like, I gotta get
you're a fidgeter.
Yeah. So, Kelly, I want to tell everybody who's listening, because they don't know you, some of them. What is Atlantean life and birth cards? What do you tell everybody, please? What the cards, I know they jump out at you, and I know there's certain life and birth cards that kind of set with people and they set their characteristics, but also a lot of astrology involved in it. And that's what I think is so fascinating about those cards.
It's tied with, okay, So for those of you guys listening in, it's I'll say a 2-book series, and the ones that I use are by Robert Lee Camp, and they're called, I don't know, the Destiny cards, or I can't remember, it's like the birth cards, Destiny cards of your destiny, something like that. And then there's also the love cards, which compare people's cards, for a relationship and that kind of stuff. And it's this whole system that was developed, if you read in the book, back in the Atlantean times. It was developed. It's a very numerical system. It's really accurate, and it's like gives I like things mathematical because there's math doesn't lie to you.
Yeah.
And there's just so many quote coincidences when people look at them and they start thinking about it. It's like you have to kind of back into it when you're talking with, I'll say, people who are not familiar with what we do. But in this group, I'm going to say I'll bet everybody is. For example, like there are 52 weeks in a year, so there's 52 cards in a deck. There are the 4 seasons of the planet. There's the 4 suits, the spring, hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. There's the things of the sevens, which is like the 5 plus 2 is 7. So there are the 7. I think it's 7 planets interact. It's like, but I know each of the cards spends, or each of the planetary ruling periods is 52 days. It starts with Mercury, Mars, Venus. All that. I would have to sit there and write this out, to make my brain work right. And I just came in from hunting for a turkey, which got out, and we're missing a turkey now. But anyway, so my brain has been there.
No, don't. I don't want to hear it. I love animals. I don't want to hurt them. And I know you love animals. Well, but
right.
So that people can understand a little bit, can we just go through like the ones of the deck? What it like, each of the
aces, each of the numbers has a meaning, has a reason, has a season. And then there's what they call the special family, and I want to say the Ace of Hearts, and I don't know, there's an Ace of Hearts, there's a Jack, one of the Jacks. I don't know, like I said, I'm scrounging my memory banks right now because my books are not in front of me. But there's 7 cards in the deck that have a special relationship with each other. And what you typically find is people who have those cards, it's kind of like birds of a feather do flock together. And it's like you typically find people of those birth cards interacting with one another because they have soul journey, soul purposes together, that kind of stuff. They have some, karmic links, some cosmic links. It's like he's got, all kinds of real cool terms for it. But for example, aces, and you're an ace of diamonds. Aces are the diamonds. And you're also the adults of the deck, even when you're itty bitty. But aces are the starters. It's, new beginnings, new projects. They're like the ones. It's like, getting out there, and it's like in any numerological deck, it's, they start things. It's like they get things going. They get the ball rolling. And they're always wanting to start things. And it's like, and you're an Ace of Diamonds Cancer, and my eldest is an Ace of Diamonds Gemini. And it looks very different because of that, because he's like a Gemini rat. You're a Cancerian. What is your year? I'm trying to remember what animal year you are?
I think for some reason I want to say that I'm a rooster. I'm a
rooster. 57. Yes, I think that's right. Yes, you are. You're an Ace of Diamonds Cancerian rooster.
And believe me, I'm a banty rooster. I'm all over the place.
You are not a banty rooster. You remind me of one of those, they call them the phoenixes. It's like they have a chicken that's a phoenix, and because they have these really like super long tail feathers.
Thing that goes around, that little white chicken that goes, with long, it looks like fur, and then it has like a black thing that comes out of its top. And it's the cutest little chicken I ever saw. I saw it on a show, and it was
like it's got feathers all over its head. I mean, it's got like poofy feathers. Those are called Polishes. Those are the Polish chickens, and they have they come in different colors. They have like busts. They have golden. They have silver. They have The blacks, they have, multicolor, so it's like, yeah, they're pretty cool. We've been to chicken shows. We see a lot of things. In fact, we're ordering, in May, we're going to get our Saipan jungle fowl, which the reason we want those is because they, I'm really off topic here, sorry, but the roosters, they said, can get up to 3 feet tall. And they were originally bred and started on the island of Okinawa, and so their diet consisted of fish and fruits. And, I was like, as I was asking the hatchery, it's like, well, what do we feed them? Because, I said I can get my kids a fishing license. We have a creek down here. They're going, oh, we just feed them, like regular chick starter. I was like, okay, great. We can handle this then. But
let's get back to the cards, Cal.
Back to the guy, yeah. I know. A trip down the farmer's lane there.
Okay.
Oh golly. So let's see. So aces, and then of course each ace of each suit is going to have, now, like I said, the ace of hearts is one of those special, the group of the special 7 that kind of interacts with each other. It's not that they don't interact with the rest of the cards, but they have a special relationship with each other. So the hearts people are about relationships. It's like hearts people tend to come to learn about love, to, sometimes to heal past love experiences, or to go forward with, if they had a karmic, whatever, relationship in the past, in a past place that got cut off or ended abruptly or wasn't supposed to, that it comes forward and they they continue those relationships with the person from that, with I call it the spirit. I make a distinction between spirit and soul, because spirit is what is immortal and eternal and, goes on, and it is spirit that animates our clay body. So our clay bodies change from life to life, but our spirit that goes through each time is the same. And it's like, and we gather spiritual knowledge, but when we interact, when we become one with a clay body or a meat suit guy on the whatever called it that, and it's like, I have a hard time with that one. But anyway, so when we are incarnated in physical form, we become a soul. We are a soul because it takes the breath of life and it takes the clay body to make that. So it's like, so spirit, you are spirit from life to life, and it's like your spirit comes back, and it's like you kind of either consciously sometimes or unconsciously, a lot of times as it happens, look for those people, look for those other spirits who are also on the planet at this time in whatever, bodily form that they're in, and completing your life lessons, or like I said, in hearts, it's about relationship, it's about love, it's about, sometimes it's about, ironically, being able to forgive. Like if you, say had a past experience where, maybe both of you were soldiers and you might have been fighting on opposite sides of the war. And it's like, I'm thinking Civil War, that like maybe tore people apart, tore families apart. So, there may have been like a couple brothers that were really close, and then they ended up on opposite sides of the conflict, and one of them dies or whatever. So it's like, that those two spirits might come back and go, they're looking for each other to complete that relationship because they really loved each other as brothers, and it's like, and, they may come back to complete that particular aspect of it and say, we didn't get to, to access that. We ended in conflict. So it's like, now we're healing the breach, that kind of thing.
I love that. And I don't want you to pass by that. I love that because, people, it's interesting about heart people, because I'm a diamond and I'm a heart.
Right.
So of course, everything.
Yes. You have 2 cards. You have your birth card, which is the primary one. That would be akin to the, like your, in astrology, it'd be like your sun sign, so that's your primary card is your ace of diamonds. But yes, your planetary ruling card, which is like your moon, your moon sign, is that ace of hearts. So it's like, so you do have that, I'll say to a lesser degree. So you're going to find yourself interacting with, and I wish I could remember which jack it was, because you have a couple jacks in your life. You have a jack of clubs, and you have a jack of hearts. Your husband is one jack, and your daughter is the other jack. And I'm trying to remember which jack it is that interacts, and it's like it might very well be your husband. Just thinking through that.
Well, what I wanted to talk about was relationships, because I feel that we come, like you said, we put in, you say, a clay suit.
Right.
next clay suit I put on, I really want to be Madonna. Or no, actually, right now, I really want to be Lady Gaga. Okay, in all of her glory, except her nose. It could change that.
Are you talking just the external, or are you talking the internal?
No, I'm talking about
you are always going to be you.
All the earthly accrements that she has. But anyway, what I do want to say is that hearts, and that's what I want to talk about. Maybe it's the 4 suits we need to talk about. I really feel like hearts, people think, oh, they're just coming here to love or to show love. But like you said, love comes in different forms and with different karmic responsibilities. And, this is a really hard concept for everybody, and that is about loving yourself first. And I don't like that concept, because when you say that to people, when they say, well, you have to love yourself before you actually can love others, I will be the first one to tell you I don't care for that concept, because well, why is that? Nobody really loves themselves always. But I heard something today which is really interesting, and it is about is loving yourself for everything that you don't love yourself for. And that's really what you're here to do, is to take all those feelings that you don't love yourself for and create it's okay, because I don't have to love myself totally for the things I don't love, but I have to work on them. And therefore I'm going to love myself for everything that either is perfect or imperfect. So, or challenging. And the thing
I have some different, I agree with you. I have some different verbiage for it. What I call it is the difference between unconditional love versus conditional love. Conditional love is that, well, and we get this from people all the time. Our parents, our family members, sometimes even our spouses, children. It's like, I'm going to love you as long as you do what I want you to do. It's a controlling thing. Versus, I love you just because you're you. And our challenge is to learn to love unconditionally and say, you know what, I love you in spite of your faults. I love you, because of your faults, whatever, because those are what make you you. And I actually have an example on this. Back in high school, my second son, in his junior year, he grew his hair out because it was something the basketball team was doing. They grew their hair out and they all got afro. And he had a picture. He had a school picture taken with this. My dad got it. His grandfather got it. And he refused to hang the picture on the wall. And when we came, I didn't know he'd done this. It's like my son looked around and he was like, "Where's my picture, Grandpa?" And he just looked at him and was like, "Well, maybe when you get a haircut, I'll hang this up." And it really hurt my son's feelings. So I waited. I laid in wait like a lion trapping its prey. And when I had the opportunity, I jumped my dad and I said, "You know what?" I said, "That is really unkind." I said, "That's really unloving." And I said, "You know what? You hurt his feelings a lot." And I said, "Are you going to tell me that you only love your grandson when his hair is a certain way and you don't love him because of his hairstyle?" I said, "Really?" And then I walked out. And I let him stew with it because my dad was a Virgo. And the next time we came, his picture was on the wall.
That's, what, I'm glad you brought that up, Kelly, because we're going into the metaphysical form here. But that would be exactly what you said. But you taught your father. See, we're not here to be perfect, although I am.
No.
But we are here. I just love it. We are here to either learn our lessons, help with lessons, or teach lessons. And a good example is we're not here for just one thing. We're here to do all of them simultaneously. Right. So I love that you brought about taking it back to the heart suit, that we could come back. I always say that my husband owed me a life, because it's interesting. I feel like that he killed me in my last life, and that he came back here to give me a life and to give me the life that I want, no matter what. So
Right.
what's funny is I was informed by somebody who opened my Acacia records that I was wrong. But of course, I was right. But it wasn't that he took my life. It's actually that we took somebody else's. So it's really
Oh
interesting
my.
and not on purpose. So it's really
Wow.
interesting how we feel about each other. And he is my soulmate, forever and probably in many lifetimes. And that's,
Right.
what you're saying about hearts also. Didn't you just
Right.
say that the suits find each other? Is that what you said, or am I not?
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, as spirit, it's like, yes, we find, what our birth cards is and what our paths are, because I'm glad you brought the Akashic records up. That's a really good one, because we write our life script on the other side.
Yeah.
We write, we know what day we're going to be born, we know what time we're going to be born, we know all these, it's all really meticulous and planned out. I mean, it's really like I've seen some of these pictures like of clockwork in the universe, and it's really like that. There are very few accidents or mistakes in the universe. There really is not a lot of wiggle room. It's like it occasionally happens. It does. I'm not saying that occasionally somebody doesn't get run over, like what happened in Ben-Hur. That stunt guy in the original one actually got run over and killed. But yeah, so occasionally there are, very rarely there are those quote accidents. But most everything that happens. I need to qualify this. It's like not every itty bitty teeny weeny detail that happens, because sometimes you can still be on a path and you go, oh, there's this detour here. I have an option. I can go to the right or I can go to the left, and you have some free will, in there. And you say, okay, I decide I'm going to go this way. So if you go up the left path, you're going to go by the waterfall, versus if you go up the right path, you're going to go through the forest, so it just depends on
the long road.
But I was going to say, but you end up back, it only branches for a little bit, and it's like, and you end up back on the same path. So you're on, you might get a little bit different experience, because you said, generic, maybe in your life path you said, okay, I'm going to do this at this age, and maybe I'm going to meet this person, and we're going to have these children, or, whatever. However, that, because you work all that out too with your children and everything, who's going to be your children. I mean, it's really super involved. Like I said, it takes planning in between those lives when you figure everything out with all the players who are going to be on the stage with you. And it's like, there are really not many accidents that happen.
And I tell people that.
But it's how you respond. It's when we get to this state of, I call it unconsciousness, we come in, and as itty bitty children, they see spirit, they remember things, and they don't have any language for it. And then by the time they get language, they've forgotten what they did it for, and we spend the rest of our lives trying to figure out what the heck we're doing here. Which is ironic.
You know what, Kelly? I think that we're so far from this subject, we might as well just, but I do have to tell you, and that's okay, and that's okay. I do have to tell you that I feel like it's going to change. I don't know about anybody out there in chat or anybody listening, but we are now in the Aquarian age. Even though I had an astrologist write me and tell me that we are still a lot more in the Piscean age than we are the Aquarius, because because the Piscean age was for 3,000 years or 2,000 something, and so is the Aquarius age. But right now the Aquarian age is 30 years old or something like that. So you're the Piscean, which is interesting. I didn't know that. And it's how you interpret astrology. But what I wanted to tell you was, it's interesting that I feel at the end of the 2,800 years of Aquarius that we are going to come in as children and know and not close that door as easily as we do it at about 9 or 10 to spirit. So a lot of kids anymore are seeing spirit, hear spirit, talk to spirit, aren't afraid of spirit. And because we're all here and we've really made a big difference, the medium, psychics, intuitives, healers, crystal bowl healers, every astrologist, and we are open this generation. We're opening the path for everyone. They're just busting in. So I don't feel that in 3,000 years we're going to have to worry about it, because they'll come in open and the curtain won't
and just
close.
stay that way.
Yes. Now, will it mean that we are going to be able to know everything? I don't believe that, because that's why we're here. We're actually here to work out things. So if we knew everything, why come back and work it out? We wouldn't want to. But we will be able
It'd be like playing the chess game when you already knew the outcome and you knew all the new moves that were going to happen. It would be like, playing the computer.
Yeah. So I feel like you'll be able to do it for others, but not yourself. But anyway, now before we actually, get totally off this subject, and let's keep it to 20 words or less, Kelly. If you take those 4 suits, and I'm kidding, but if you take those 4 suits, hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs, can you tell us in a few sentences for each of them, and I'm only kidding about that, I love you, what the difference is between them and what they came in here to do or learn or be? Yeah.
Okay.
What is our main purpose here?
Okay. Generic, like I told her, the caller, the gal that you had, Hisoka, I think it was Jackie, gave a quick thumbnail on that one. Is okay. Hearts are about relationships. The clubs are the scholars of the deck. They represent the time of life that, we come in from preschool all the way up to our PhDs, whatever that looks like. Those are the schooling years. So typically the clubs people have really good minds, have really good, mentality, whether they think they do or not, whether they've been beat down, verbally or not. The clubs people have very, very good minds. And some of the clubs cards are more, I'll say, like the 8 of clubs is known as one of the more psychic cards in the deck, as is, let's see, what is it?
Let me ask, while you're doing that, let me ask everybody in chat. I know you don't have your microphone on because that's why Kelly and I are talking. But if you want to chat and tell me your birthday, then Kelly can tell you what suit you are or your card. If that interests you, please put it in chat, and I will call. Kelly will give you your card and what you're about, and that way you don't have to turn your microphone on. But if not, we'll just continue talking about the different suits. Go ahead, Kelly. I'm sorry. So how come I don't have the 8 of clubs? Wait a minute. So how come I didn't come in with the 8 of clubs?
Because you didn't need to. The 8s are also known as the power cards of the deck, and it's like you have enough power without being an 8. You did not need to be. You would have been the ruler of the world or something if you'd have come in as an 8.
Well, wait, I got to tell you something really cute. Okay, listen to this. So I met Leslie Journey. I saw her yesterday.
Oh, cool.
And anyway, you know what she said to me? She goes, "Where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from Philadelphia originally." And she said, "No, Bonnie, you are not from Philadelphia. I would never pick that out." I said, "Well, what are you talking about?" She goes, "You are Hollywood, girlfriend, and that's where you need to be. And you're going to be in Hollywood." And I said, "Let's go." But I should tell everybody I have Hollywood glasses. That's what she saw me as. So, okay, go ahead. Continue. It's about me. It's not funny that people can see me, so go ahead.
You're right. There you go. Okay, so the clubs, and each suit has, those I'll say the specialty cards, but generically, the clubs people are here to be the scholars of the deck. They're here to learn. They're here to, they're the ones that can be like the rocket scientists, the brain surgeons, the, people who advance science. Is like they study, and when they study, when they set their minds to something, they make it happen. And it works like that. So it doesn't matter whether they want to be, the world's best psychic. If they do, it's like then they're going to apply that, that brain power to that, and that's what they're going to go for. If they want to be, the best, forgive me, underwater basket weaver or the best astrophysicist, it's like they're going to excel at whatever they do because they're the scholars. And it's like, and that's what they excel at, is that fine mind. Let's see, the next is the diamonds. The diamonds are the adults of the deck, and like I say, it's hilarious because when you have diamond children, They absolutely hate to be told what to do and how to do it, and they look at you like, Mom, and I've had two of those, and they just could not wait to grow up. I know you're right. Could not wait to grow up and have their body chronological age match their spirit age, soul age.
God, I'm a 1-year-old. Are you kidding? I think I never got
No, believe it or not, you are an adult as that, because this is after you get out of school, and it's like, and this represents, what it represents is the time of our life from when we matriculate, when we're out of school, and when, we're in, quote, the adult world, and we're, earning a living, having families, doing all that stuff that adults do, having your mortgage, having, whatever. And Diamonds people traditionally a lot of times get their lessons through finances. It's like, whatever, some of the lessons will come through a financial way or a monetary way or a more tangible way. But the underlying thing that Diamonds come here to explore and to learn about is their values. So Diamonds is about your, on the top level, you get, money situations. On the underneath level, you really hear about your values. And it's really funny because it's been said that people who are in a relationship with a diamond person have a price on their head. So even though you may not, even though you may not be thinking about it, it's like, you have assigned a certain value, whether it's monetary or otherwise, to your husband, to your children, to your dog, to everyone that you interact with. It's like, consciously or unconsciously, you have a price on their head.
Yes, so all my friends out there, you know that you are friends with me only. You'll have to see if you're $1, you're $50, or you're $100. No. But that's so interesting, Kelly, because you were absolutely right. I mean, I will continue because I want everybody to hear about the cards. Go ahead.
Okay. So that's, so there, so Diamonds are here, like I said, exploring about your values. And it's like, and that's a lifelong journey, for some things. It's like, because it's kind of like you're picking up cards and just, like if you think of it as a card game, it's like you're picking up cards going, nope, that one's not going to work, deal me another, give me another one. So you're working to figure out what is your best hand. What is your hand that's going to give you 4 aces so you win the game? That kind of thing. So that's what your values are teaching you about that's what you're here to explore is what is the most important thing to me? What is the most important thing in my life journey and my soul journey? And that's what Diamonds are all here about. But it's like I say, it's ironic that they get a lot of their lessons through material things. And then last of all but not least, we come to the Spades people. And we are the old souls of the deck. Oh, right. Lord. We are. I don't even know where to start with this one. It's like, we are here kind of like, tying the ribbons on stuff and, kind of finishing things up. We represent winter, the winter season. So it's like, I hate to say it's that death and decay moment because that's, we don't come here to decay and die, but we come here as Spades to share wisdom. And different cards share it differently. I do know that, let's see, no, wait a minute, that's the Diamonds. So back in the Diamonds, okay, I'm going to mention two because they stick out in my mind all the time, and it's probably because I know some 3s of Diamonds. The 3 of Diamonds and the Queen of Diamonds. The Queen of Diamonds, they said, is the card that has the most difficult relationship path ever. And highly likely, if you're a Queen of Diamonds, you've been in, if you haven't had 3 or 4 marriages, you might have had 3 or 4 significant others or, whatever. And then they said the 3 of Diamonds runs, and I quote, neck and neck with the Queen of Diamonds for difficult relation things. And I look at my son, who's, the Gemini, and he's that Ace of Diamonds, but his planetary ruling card is the Queen of Diamonds. And I look at all the people that he's dated and this and that and, not settled down with and so on and so forth. And he is like, of course he's a Gemini on top of it. So it's like that doesn't help because there's 4 of him in there somewhere. So it's, but it's really problematical for the Queen of Diamond card to sometimes settle. And it's like, and they're, because they're always striving and kind of, looking for that, where's that perfect moment, and it's like, and there's really no perfect moment. It's, I've often heard it said that in order to have the perfect relationship, quote perfect, because we're all imperfect, but but to have the relationship that you want, you have to be the person that you're looking for. So I'm like going, okay, that's really an interesting, and I shared this with him. And he's like, yeah. And I said, you just can't decide what you want or who you are. I mean, he finally hit 30, he's 32 this year. And so he's finally starting to settle down a little bit. And it's like, I anticipate that somewhere around 40, he'll probably get married. Maybe. And I'll say again.
Don't force him, Kelly. I do want to ask the audience. I mean, I see everybody. I don't see any microphones. And I guess maybe that's because I'm not being able to do this right, or I'm not seeing, but I would love somebody, if you, here we go. Well, to put a microphone on. And if you would like Kelly to tell you, what cards you are. I mean, this is so interesting. And I love another question I've got to ask you, Kelly. So you've gone through the 4 suits. Why are there 2 cards assigned to you? So there's a sun and a moon. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it works more like, okay, it's like your sun astrology sign and then your rising sign. I guess rising sign would be more appropriate for planetary ruler. And what that looks like is your birth card is that is your blueprint. That tells you who you are, what you're here for, what you're doing. Your planetary ruler is more of, I'll say, that's your inner, your birth card is your inner person. Your planetary ruling card is typically how you appear to people. So you will come across to people as that planetary ruling card, as opposed to your inner person birth card. A lot of times it's like putting on the face. So it's like if you have, okay, I'll pick on myself again here. I'm an Aquarius, and yet I have a Taurus as an ascendant. So a lot of times people will guess me to be a Taurus person when they meet me, because it's like, well, you're earthy, you're this, you're that, you're blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yes, I am. I'm all those things, and that's what comes across, but the inner person is truly an Aquarius.
Yes.
Which I really am. Okay? Yeah. So your birth card is who you are, your blueprint of, what you're doing here. But you put on this mask, if you will, or, the outer layer, the outer layer person. And so you'll come across to people as more of an ace of hearts, I don't want to say facade. That's not the right word. But it's like, your public face. Your public face comes across as more of an ace of hearts, which is that heart, and you are big-hearted, and that lovingness, and that comes out. But that's what you're putting forth to the world, is that heart that's out there. And it's like, and then on the inside, you are very much that, because that's the spring, that's the heart is the spring and the child and that childlike quality. And yet on the inside, you're very much the adult. It's like, this is where, you've got your degrees, you're a counselor, you're, certified and professional and nursing and, all that stuff. It's like, that's where your adult person came in on the inside, because that's what you, achieved. It's like, that's, that was your life path. That's what you did. And yet on the outside, you're this heart person, you're the spring person, this very, bubbly, youthful looking, la la la, that kind of stuff, Does that make sense?
Yes. I love that. And I absolutely love your cards. And I hope for anybody that hasn't heard you, and I know it's been a little bit of discombobulated tonight, because one is, I've never been on a television.
It's a test show, hey.
I'm just staring at myself thinking, oh my God, I need a facelift. Okay, and I cannot even believe this. So, and then I didn't, I have no music. I mean, I don't know how to put up the music yet. So, I kind of just threw this up. I did a really quick, throw a shout out to my Facebook, and nobody ever would know or think that I would do a night show. So, I did it just, I'm really glad.
I know, you're such a daytime person.
I'm really glad I did. And I'm so happy you jumped on with me. And so I wanted people to know who you were and what you do. Besides that, you're intuitive and you're a psychic and you're a medium. So you rock a lot of gifts, Kelly, like we all do. And we all do this for a living. So it is so interesting that you give your time, and you are one of the most brilliant women I know. And I shouldn't just say women, because really of everybody that I know. And that's why you're an Aquarius. So, and you really are a very interesting, and what you do is interesting. I wish that more people could have heard. So I appreciate that you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't they allow you to do this like as what is it? You can put it up as a podcast or something. I mean, you were telling me some of the stuff. It's like there must be tutorials in there somewhere to say how do you do this, that you can.
There is. It's just me. You know how I am, and you was the one that helped me put a lot of this stuff together on Blog Talk. And then, of course,
and now I'm internetless, which is a horrible place to be at in the middle of nowhere.
Well, and another thing is that this is the coolest. I'm getting used to this. This is my first show, and I'm so getting used to it. Like, I can see chat, and for all you people in chat, I can see the other side is the callers, but they're in the chat. So, and then there's me, which I've got to get used to, not like looking at myself 24/7. Next time I go
on, like you're looking at yourself going, "Oh my goodness, I just did that." It's like, oh, so.
Well, you know what? Like outfit I'm going to put on the next time. You'll see I'll come all glammed up. But I love this format. I love the person who have put this together. She's metaphysical, and I am so, hoping that, that we can do some switching here and get, some of my audience at night. So I wanted to make sure that we had Calling All Angels, in here. And next time, because you weren't, I didn't know if you could get in, we will do, you're welcome. You're very welcome. We will do an angel show, because I called it Angels. And, usually we talk about angels and which angels, that.
Right. I was going to say, where's your angel cards? You're supposed to be pulling angel cards.
I do have the angel cards. I am going to pull I love my flower therapy deck. Wait a minute before we get off. Just a second. I'm going to pull a card for everyone. So you know what? I love that now I'll be able to show my card, and I'll actually go downstairs to my studio the next time I do the show instead of seeing my I think it's my outside. So, for everyone, I do throw cards sometimes. I don't read cards like people read cards. They give me impressions, and then the cards show up in my head. So,
cool.
Fell out. Okay. And this is my flower therapy card deck, and I love it. So this is a message for someone that was listening. And it is the pink lily. I love pink. Okay. This is the pink lily. It is gorgeous. Now I can actually show my cards. This is one of my favorite flowers, if I can figure out how to do it here. Okay. And the pink lily is stand by your commitment. And it says, you're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. Talk about angels.
Wow.
Yes. So for someone listening out there that needed this, hi Gemini. Oh my goodness, Gemini Moon is here.
Cool.
Hi Gemini. Good to see you. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, good to see you. Anyway, so now you'll get to see my card, and it's really interesting that we call the show Angels, and it says your angels are with you. So for somebody out there and somebody's listening, you needed this card. Is there a commitment that you are not keeping, or that you thought you were going to cancel? And what this card is reminding you is that you must stand by your commitment. So I feel like there's somebody listening or have been listening that maybe thought they were going to get out of something or not do something, or figured they just didn't want to stand by. I'm listening to my spirit guides, stand by what they what they have to do because they necessarily don't want to do it. And it says,
I'll own this one for myself also, because I think this applies to me with what I'm doing with the CDL training, because I got very discouraged the past couple of days. I did not realize, how much I really, my children have been away to an FFA convention, did not realize how much I really, depended on them, relied on them, and the house has been so empty without them. I was like, for 2 days, I had to really force myself and get up, motivate myself to go to the CDL class. And then what's really frustrating is a lot of the other people in the class are out there they're out at the DOT taking the tests already, and I'm not able to because I don't have my eyesight corrected. And it's gotten to be very discouraging because I don't even have an appointment with my eye doctor until Wednesday of next week, and then we're going to have to get new glasses. I'm going to have to get new glasses before I can do this, and I'm going to be about almost 2 weeks behind everybody else in doing this. So this was a kick in the pants for me. So it's like, thank you. I will persist.
And guess what? The show's called Angels, Kelly. And it says your angels are with you. How dramatic could that be for you? And then I thank you, Gemini. I can't even believe I'm here. I can't believe that I'm actually looking at myself. And thank you for joining me. I'm just so thrilled. I am going to do 2 night shows a week, I think, if I can, and see what happens. But, this is super cool, Gemini. And I'm so happy. And I'm just really happy to see you here. So this card, I don't know if anybody else can own it. I believe that when I talk about this card, especially on my other shows, I always say that there's not just one person, it's 4. It could be for many people. Right. Kelly, this is absolutely for you. It kept saying the commitment. Somebody has a commitment that they're thinking of getting out of. And,
right.
And I'm glad.
Not totally bailing on just because I got discouraged. And it's like, it's not something that it's like, so there may be other people out there either facing that discouragement or, in a situation or, whatever. And it's like, you're just feeling like the ocean is rolling over you and you just kind of got rolled to the bottom and going, ouch, that hurt, so bummer. I'm going to have to, get some air or swim to the top and get some air and keep going.
You know what, Kelly, I'm going to give you a little reading, but what you do, you have such interest in so many things, and you are so gregarious in learning everything. And I feel that no matter what you do, it will get you to that next step, even if you don't know that at the time. So, I would never have taken this endeavor that you have done. Are you kidding? I'm Hollywood. I would never do this. But for you, you don't look at it that way. And this will be a stepping stone for something that's coming up that will relieve you of a lot of things. What's really, and please stick with it, even though I would. I am, yeah.
I am. It's like, I was doing the funeral dirge today. It's like, da, 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 I'm like going, I'm getting through this. It was not a happy joy moment, but, I'm just going to keep going, man.
Well, you know what? I've got to pull then. If I pulled that card, I'm going to have to pull. I don't know why Spirit has me pulling cards because it's just not something I do. Give me a second here. I do pull cards. I shouldn't say that. I haven't pulled cards. But do you remember I've started for the spring. They told me I had to pull 2 cards, one from the therapy deck and one from my Rider Waite deck. So I'm going to pull another card that I can give you or give somebody that's listening. And what's funny is the 2 shows I did last week, they were both aces. One was the Ace of Cups.
Oh, wow.
And one was the Ace of Pentacles. And both days when I talk to the people, I usually do it before the show instead of after, or at the end. The whole show for the Ace of Cups was all about relationships and
because cups represent the hearts. It's like, I'm trying to think what pentacles. I think, and don't pentacles, are they diamonds? Are the pentacles representative of the diamonds? I'm trying to remember which, because I know clubs are clubs. And then I think swords, are swords the spades, or it's like, I don't know but I know there's a comparison between them.
I'm going to cry when I see swords. I want to cry, just like when I see earth signs. So I'm not quite sure for all of you people. I think Gemini Moon knows me because she hears me talk about, I can't take it when I see an earth sign because I have no earth in me. Anyway, okay, so guess what? Oh my goodness, this is what just fell out. The script.
When they do that, they flip right out.
Written better. Do you see what it is? Oh, you don't see what it is.
I don't think.
Ace of Wands.
Do I look like I can see?
Oh, you know what? It's the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands.
Ace of Wands.
And this is like totally unbelievable because last Tuesday was the Ace of Cups. Last Wednesday was the Ace of Pentacles, and today is the Ace of Wands. You can't.
You know what's gonna come up next week? It's gonna be the Ace of Swords. You know this, so don't cry when it comes out. Come on. There's your four aces. There's your winning hand. Come on.
It's all about new beginnings, which is why spring, new year for a lot of people. Spring, March 21st was the beginning of their new year, and spring is the start of everything. All new babes start being born, in the animal kingdom, all the plants start growing, fresh starts, everybody feels like breathing in the fresh air, everyone feels like, oh my goodness, I feel like anticipation, something's coming for me. That is, well, there goes my earring. That is what aces do. They're new beginnings. And this is the third ace, everyone, that I have pulled. Okay? And here on this show, the Ace of Wands, and the aces are God-given or universe-given or the hand of fate. This is something you didn't necessarily do. It is given to you. This is given to you as a gift by the universe, by God, whatever you want to call it, as a gift of new beginnings. Look at the sprouts on the stick. New beginning for the wands, which is all about messages, new beginnings. A message is coming that's going to start a new beginnings for everyone. And I am shocked that this is the third ace. And so right out of the other two. So as you can see, the fate, a gift for you is coming, everyone, and it's going to come in the form of a message. So everyone, please listen for that message.
Or keep your eyes open. You mean like the flight of the butterflies instead of the flight of the bumblebee, or there may be there may be the pennies from heaven, or with inflation you may find the dimes from heaven. It's like, And
remember, it goes with the card I pulled, which was honor your commitment, and a message is coming. Kelly, you're waiting for a message about your eyes. You're waiting for messages. So don't fret. This message is coming in, and it's God-given. It's fate.
Okay.
It's a gift for everyone that is listening. This is a new beginnings, and you are swift message coming in. If anybody else is getting anything else, that is what it is meaning for me for this show. And hey, maybe it's a message for me. New messages from all of you.
New beginnings.
New beginnings. Yeah. In this radio. So, where I am really excited and happy that I'm here. And I hope everybody liked the show. And, I appreciate everyone listening. And Kelly, if you are the angel of angels, I am just so happy with you. We're 10 minutes over the show anyway. And I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Jenny. I really appreciate it. Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Please, when I'm on, come. This is a chat show. Anything you want to chat about, we do have subjects and I do have guests. So please call in. Let me know what you think. Gemini, you know my show. And I am so excited about being in this new venue. Like I said, I could have to put my I don't have to, I'm just staring at myself thinking, oh my God, I need a facelift. So, radio, you don't see anybody. And then you all of a sudden are looking at yourself for 2 hours. It's just incredible, though it's fine. I thank you, Gemini. My hair was down. I had to put it up. And, I don't know about this. I just, I'm just a ham in every way, or a turkey or whatever. And I had to see what television and radio would do for me. So I'm really excited. Thank you, everyone. And I appreciate all of your, encouragement. So yeah, you'll see me again, cause guess what? Thank you, Nancy. Guess what? I love everyone, love.
I have one last question for you before you, I'd like you to tune in on this because I know it's totally out there, but, any idea where I can look for my missing turkey?
You are kidding. As long as you don't look in the oven, I'll be happy. And
she's white with black highlights. She's a royal palm, and she's a hen. And she's like, she gets out all the time, but she's always been in the yard whenever we come home. And tonight she's gone. And like, okay, where did the doggone bird get off to? Yeah.
How long has she been missing? How long has the bird been missing?
She was in the pen this morning when I left. But I had to be an hour's drive down the road, so I left this morning roughly 7:30-ish, and she was in the pen with everybody else. And when I came home this evening, I didn't drive into the driveway until 5:30, and she was missing. It's like the other 5 were in there, but she was gone. And she wasn't even in the yard. I checked the yard. I checked, outside the yard. It was a little bit windy. I don't know where she got off to. Literally, I don't know where she got off to.
Did you look around? Did you look in the pit? Did you look in your barn?
Yes. I mean, I walked the property. I looked all over the place. I looked over the fences. I didn't see her anywhere.
I hate to say this because I don't want to say this, and it doesn't mean that something terribly happened to the bird, but I feel I keep hearing took her. Is it a girl bird?
Yes.
Okay, I keep hearing took her. So that would mean either somebody picked the bird up or took her. So I'm hoping to find her. I'm hoping maybe somebody saw the bird walking around and pick her up, took her, and it's going to bring her back. But I hear
I'm going to put up a lost and found notice in the post office because everybody.
I hear took her, and that's weird language for me. So I would, somebody has taken the bird, but I don't hear like she's been taken. I hear took her. So they saw the bird on the side of the road, or they saw the bird and it was walking around, and it was a friendly bird. Is it a friendly bird?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, we go to catch them and it's like they kind of walk away from you, but it's like if you offer food or whatever, they'll run over to you.
Yeah, because I feel like somebody took her, and I don't feel that she's been harmed. So I feel either they'll bring her back, or they took her thinking she was
just out. Okay, so so if I put up a lost and found sign and say, hey, we lost a Royal Palm, white turkey looks like this, maybe put up a sign with it or something, like either in the post office or in the town hall. Somebody will see it and say, oh, I know who that, okay. So, and give a phone number and say, this is our turkey.
Yeah, do that immediately. Again, I want to thank everybody. I only put the show up for an hour, and I've probably been on for almost 2. And
sounds like they give you some lead time.
Thank you. Well, cool. I've got a lot of hours, so I'm really excited, and I want to thank everybody again. But I will be back. Not next Friday. I am going away for 2 weeks after this week. I'm going to Kentucky for anybody who's interested. I'm going to Kentucky.
And you're going to get to see Leslie in Kentucky again.
Yes, I'm going to Louisville. I'm going to Louisville. I'm actually going to see my daughter, who I know everybody knows because you all live my life on reality radio here. So I will be gone for about 2 weeks. My shows are going to be pre-recorded, at least at Blog Talk. I don't know that I can do it here. I've got to see. But this coming week, I'm going to put up another show, and hopefully, Kelly, you'll be able to. What are you doing Wednesday night?
Wednesday night. Wednesday night, my daughter has 4-H dog class from 7 to 8 my time, which is like 9 to 10 your time. So it's like I get out, I go to class that night until 5 o'clock, and so the children actually ride the 4:30 bus into town, and then I pick them up, and it's like, So don't know how that's going to work.
It might be that I'm going to be doing, if the plane let me do a show on the plane, because I'm leaving at 9 o'clock, I would actually put the show on the plane. It would be fun. Anyway,
you have a whole bunch of, shall we say, captives. You probably have everybody on the plane up there, and the stewardess is going, sit down, everybody sit down before you knock a hole in the.
Where the show goes, I draw a crowd. It's just amazing. They're so interested, and I am so happy that people even want to hear me. So I want to thank everybody again. Thank you, Marie and Gemini. And Jenny, I know that it's, not easy to listen to a first-time show, especially when somebody doesn't know how it's going to work or what it's going to be done. But I love my show, and I hope everybody does. We will have great guests. As you see, Kelly is one of my regulars because she's part of the show, actually. She's my angel. And we'll have hopefully I'll have my music up, and we'll be able to really rock soon. So I want to thank everybody. Love the station, love the format, and I can't wait to see myself again for a few hours.
And next time I'm going to dress in my professional suit.
Well, the first time I got on here, I went to just check it out. I think I was in my pajamas, and I thought, I want to check this out. And somebody goes, oh, my goodness. Well, I don't want to give her name. Said, oh, my goodness, guess who's in the audience? Bonnie Albers. And I said, who? And I'm thinking, who? And she goes, Bonnie, you're here. And I couldn't believe it. I was seen, I was heard, and I thought, oh, my God.
And you're in your pajamas?
Yeah, this is for me. Okay, so
it's pajama day. I'm being comfy.
Yeah, I was really excited. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. I'm going to stop recording, Kelly. And for everybody,
thank you. This is fun.
I'm in both stations right now, so I think Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday I have some big time guests on Blog Talk, which I hope to bring here. For everybody, and Gemini especially. Tuesday is Mark Richardson and his spirit guide Tommy. They from the UK. They knocked the house out. I want to bring them here. And also Wednesday is William Stillman, and William Stillman is he wrote the Autism God Spark. He's an amazing spirit medium. Crazy, cool. And I love him.
I was going to say, he's one I haven't gotten to talk to yet. Does he take questions from callers, or does he talk to?
Oh yeah, he talks to callers.
He'll
find your dead people, your live people, you're this people, you're that people. Of course, they're not dead. They're just in a different dimension. So, but I love saying.
Right.
Thank you, Gemini. Yes, they're great guests. I want to bring them here so everybody can actually see them, but I can put them on video. And then when he reads you, because spirit meetings is the perfect venue right now is this, because spirit beings don't see you. When they see you, they actually can see the spirit behind you. I can too.
Wow.
But radio, I started with it, so for them, it's so much easier to focus on you and see who's standing with you. So I love it. Really excited. I've got some. I hope I always have great guests, and thanks, Gemini. So, and you're one of them, Kelly, even though you're not a guest. So,
have you seen the movie Moana? If you haven't, you need to go rent it because it's that who is it? Dwayne Johnson is voices the voice of the demigod, Maui or whatever his name is, and it's like in one of the songs is there, you're welcome, da 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 da. It's really cool. You'll love it.
Well, now when I sing, people can actually see my lips move. Thanks again. I so appreciate it. Bye, Kelly. I am going to stop the show if I can. I don't even know how to, but I'm going to.
Hopefully it'll stop, huh? If I just keep going without you.
Bye.
Bye.